So what's up boys, it's Ash here and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we do have our updated 4-2-2 custom tactics and player instructions. I was using them earlier since I got Rodrigo and I wanted to try out this system with Dembele and Rodrigo as like the two wide cams and then Butrat and Griezmann as the two strikers. I'm well aware that this is a 4-2-4 formation by the way at the starter screen, but some people get confused. You know, it's when you go into your custom tactics and set the things in a specific slot, you can just switch to that in game and you don't have to worry about like chemistry, because for example if I started this as a like 4-2-2 then I wouldn't be able to get chemistry on Rodrigo and Dembele. So I know a lot of people know that. I just wanted to clear that up. I was also thinking of making a couple of videos, right, you know, like where I just like talk you through my games like as I'm playing, showing you like what I'm doing, my thought process, because a lot of people struggle to become like that top player in the game. So I just thought it might help with those people that are struggling, you know, to go through my thought processes and things like that, see if it will help you guys out. But yeah, sorry about the waffling at the start guys. We're going to get right into the video and yeah, enjoy. If you guys want coins for FC24, make sure you check out MMOEXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're very fast, they're very cheap, they're very reliable, and if you use my code Rema, you can get yourself a lovely 5% discount. Alright then guys, so starting off with the tactics, we're going to go through these pretty quickly and then we'll get into a game. So for the defensive style, we have this on balanced. I have this on every formation I use. It just gives me the best control over my defense. So when I want to be aggressive with my defenders, I can be, and then when I want to drop off, be a little bit more passive, I can also do that. So I prefer balance, but you can do whatever you want. I prefer a more narrow and compact width. The reason for this is it just stops your opponent being able to just attack you through the middle, basically. Makes it very difficult for them to just run right through you and play those passes through. It does open up the wings for them a little bit, but if you're pretty competent with your defending, you can just manually pull players out to prevent those cutbacks, so it's still pretty good. For the depth, guys, I have this on 60. You can have a couple of things with this. You can have the 71 depth thing if you like, where you get the automatic press. Just a warning though, it's not as overpowered as it once was. I prefer 60 because we still get the high defensive line, but we have more control over our defense because they're not always pressing when you don't want them to. And if this is too high for you, you can go even lower, and that is also fine, guys. Moving on to the build-up play, I think it's important to have balance. Gives you the most control when you are building up the play. So when you want to play slowly, you can. And then if you want to speed up, you can. So basically, you just have the most control and you can do whatever you want, which is why I like it. Chance creation, guys, I do highly recommend direct passing because it is the most meta option. Direct passing means your attackers will make these runs. The defenders will follow that run. And then your attackers will often track back. So you're waiting for that track back and then you can cut back to them and the defender's overcommitted. So it's very effective. A little bit boring, but very good nonetheless. Now for the attacking width, because this is a narrow formation, you don't want to have a crazy high width, otherwise it plays more like a 4-2-4, and you also don't want to have a crazy low width, otherwise it's just too narrow for your own good with your players just like glued together. So you want to have a bit of a balance, which is why I just go for something like 46. You can just, you know, experiment around there to see what works for you. For the players in box, guys, I have this on 5. This is really balanced. Obviously you get a few players into the box, but you don't overcommit everybody. And then corners and free kicks, I just have these both on 1, but you can do what you want with that. Sorry to interrupt the video, guys, but I have noticed around 90% of you that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel. So if you are enjoying the content or finding it helpful, please consider adding that subscription, as it does help me out massively. Also, don't forget to drop a like on the video as well. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you enjoy. Let's continue. Okay then, guys, so for one striker, I have them on stay central and getting behind. This is best used on your striker that is the fastest out of the two, because if you're using like a slower player and getting behind, doesn't work as well. So use your fastest striker on stay central and getting behind. Stay central obviously just keeps them in those more central positions where you want your striker to be in order to help you finish off those chances. For the other striker, maybe your slower one or the more technical of the two if you like, have them on stay central and mixed attack. Stay central for the exact same reason as the other striker. You don't really want them drifting out wide all that much, but mixed attack just allows you to do a bit more in the build-up sense of the game, because if you have them both on getting behind, you always just have to play those through balls. You can't really do much else, but if you have the other one on mixed attack, sometimes they'll come short, other times they'll run in behind. It just gives you a bit more variety, which is really nice, guys. Moving on to the wide cams, guys. Sorry that I keep swallowing. I've got a bit of a dry throat. But on these two wide cams, I just have them on get into the box across. I don't even have them on come back on defense at the moment. The reason I'm preferring basic defensive support at the moment is because it's a bit easier to attack when you get the ball back, essentially. So if you have them on come back on defense, yes, you get the nice defensive shape of the 4-4-2, but attacking is a little bit slower. You know, that counter attack's a little bit slower because these players are further back. So if you have them on basic defensive support, they maintain a higher position. It's a bit easier to kickstart an attack. Get into the box across is really useful because it stops them being hesitant to get into the penalty area and helping you out there as well. Moving on to the left CDM, guys, the more defensive-minded player. Everyone stay back while attacking and cover centre. Obviously, we don't want him going forward if he's more defensive, so stay back works for that. Cover centre is really useful as he primarily covers those central areas to block those attacks out through the middle. Now, for the right CDM, I use a more box-to-box style player. So on this player, I leave them on the default settings and then pop them on cover centre. We use them more of a transitional type of player. You know, we don't just want them to stay back. We want somebody to help link from defence to attack. So this player does that. So we leave them on the balance settings so they can do that, and yeah, that's pretty much it for the CDMs, guys. Now for one fullback, the more attacking one, have them on balanced overlap. Don't underestimate how good this is, by the way, because this is a more narrow formation and a lot of your players are in the middle, quite congested. It really helps to have one fullback on the overlap to stretch out your opponent's defensive line, give you another angle, and it allows more space for your narrow players to get in between the opponent's defensive line, because if you don't have the overlapping fullback, your opponent's defensive line can stay like this, but if you have somebody overlapping, then they have to stretch out and it gives more space for your narrow players to go through the middle, if that makes sense. So don't underestimate this, guys. For the other one, stay back and overlap, so you always have at least 3 defenders back at a time, but when you send them on the run forward, they'll make the overlapping runs as well. For the 2 centre backs, I leave them alone, and the keeper, I also leave them alone. But yeah, that's it for the tactics, so let's get into some gameplay. Real Oyanko, who have you got then, buddy? Courtois, Van Dijk, Ferdinand. So we got the Van Dijk in the UCL pack. That's pretty lucky, to be fair. Toure, Henry. That Pedro gives me nightmares, by the way. There's just something about him that is super jammy. But yeah, hopefully we can contain him. And there we go, Rodrigo. Nice goal, man. Yeah, that was just really nice all round, to be fair. Here's the overlapping fullback, as we mentioned. Might get a goal from it. Oh, poor last pass, but we got the ball back and finish. Nice. Really jammy, but you can see what I mean about that fullback, adding the extra attacking threat. Don't underestimate that, guys, honestly. Oh, nice finish, Dembele. Good stuff. That's probably going to be a rage quit. We might play another one. Yeah, we'll play another one. Let's get into another game, guys. There we go. Good stuff, Buttra. What the hell was that heavy touch all about? Nice. There we go. I think that'll be it. Yep, okay, that's it for the video, guys. If you have enjoyed or found it useful, please be sure to drop it a like, sub to the channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on notifications. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.